What if I told you that if you stick with me for the next few minutes, I could give you a free pass into the private language of women, specifically the words that should make every man stop in his tracks and walk away? You'd save yourself a lifetime of frustration, wasted energy, and the kind of heartbreak that can leave scars for years. Stay with me because in this video, I'm going to break down 7 things a woman will say that are not just casual phrases, but red flags big enough to cover the sky. You see, when you first meet someone, it's easy to get lost in the excitement. Her smile, her energy, the way she makes you feel, it can blind you to what she's really telling you underneath the surface. And sometimes, it's not about what she does, but about what she says. The truth is, women often reveal their mindset and intentions in small sentences, in passing comments. If you're not paying attention, you'll miss the signals. And by the time you realize what those words meant, it's too late. You've already invested your time, your emotions, maybe even your resources into someone who never deserved it in the first place. Listen carefully, because these 7 statements might sound harmless at first. They might even sound playful or normal, but when a woman says them, they carry weight. They show you where her priorities are, how she sees you, and most importantly, how the relationship will play out if you ignore the warning signs. I want you to think about it like this. Every sentence I'm about to share with you is like a preview of the movie you're about to star in. And if you don't like the trailer, you better not buy a ticket. This isn't about being bitter or anti-women. It's about protecting yourself. It's about valuing your own time, your peace of mind, and your future. Because once you know what to listen for, once you can catch these phrases early, you'll never look at dating the same way again. You'll save yourself from disappointment and walk away from situations that were never meant to serve you. So let's not waste another second. Here are 7 things a woman will tell you that should make you leave her immediately. But before we start, listen carefully. What you see here in my channel is just a preview, not the full picture. If you really want to master the dating game and learn how modern relationships actually work, don't waste time. Rush right now to https://www.stoicarrowatchtolife.com AAGVL or go to my description and click the link below and unlock the real strategies, the real teachings, the real results. Don't just watch Level Up today. So, let's get started. 1. I don't need a man. Now, let's start with the first and perhaps the loudest red flag a woman can throw at you. I don't need a man. At first, this might sound like a harmless statement. You might even think she's just being strong and independent. After all, in today's world, we're told that independence is attractive, that a woman who can handle her own business is admirable. And yes, independence is great. But here's the catch. When a woman says, I don't need a man, she's not talking about independence. She's sending you a clear message about how she sees you, how she values relationships, and what role she expects you to play or not play in her life. Think about it. Relationships thrive on partnership. They thrive on 2 people coming together, not because they're desperate, not because they're incapable on their own, but because they want to build something together. When someone says they don't need the other person, what they're really saying is, you are optional, you are replaceable. Your presence here doesn't matter to me. And trust me, no healthy relationship can survive that mindset. When a woman repeats this line, what she's doing is creating a shield. It's her way of saying she doesn't see the value in what a man brings to the table. She wants you to believe that she can do it all by herself. But here's the truth. If she really believed that, she wouldn't be dating. She wouldn't be in your presence. She wouldn't be entertaining the idea of a relationship. Saying, I don't need a man, is a form of power play. It's about making you feel small, disposable, like you're an accessory instead of a partner. Now, here's where most men get trapped. You hear that statement and you want to prove her wrong. You want to show her that you're valuable, that you're different, that you're the kind of man she actually does need. And that's exactly the mistake. The moment you fall into that trap, you hand over your power. You start working overtime to prove yourself to someone who has already told you in plain words that she doesn't value you. That road leads to exhaustion, frustration, and eventually resentment. Let me make this clear. A woman who respects men, a woman who values relationships will never say those words. She can be independent. She can earn her own money. She can handle her own life. But she will never feel the need to put down the role of a man in order to feel strong. A woman who truly understands her own value will also appreciate yours. And here's why this statement is dangerous. If she doesn't think she needs you, she won't prioritize you. She won't respect your effort. She won't appreciate your presence. And eventually, when times get tough and every relationship faces challenges, she won't stick around to work through it. She'll leave because to her, you were never necessary in the first place. Men, let me say it plainly. If a woman looks you in the eye and says, "I don't need a man," take her at her word. Don't argue. Don't try to prove yourself. Don't waste time trying to convince her otherwise. Just leave. Because the reality is, you deserve to be with someone who wants you, who values you, and who understands that a relationship is built on partnership, not on competition. It's not your job to fix her mindset. It's not your job to change her views. It's your job to protect yourself, your peace, and your future. And walking away from a woman who says, "I don't need a man," is the smartest decision you can make. 2. My ex was better. If there's one statement that should make you pause and reconsider everything, it's this one. My ex was better. Now, let's get this straight. No man alive wants to hear those words. Imagine giving your time, your energy, and your heart to a woman only for her to compare you to someone from her past. The moment she brings her ex into the conversation as the standard, you're no longer in a relationship with just her. You're in competition with a ghost, someone who isn't even in her life anymore, but still has space in her mind. And that's not only unfair, it's toxic. When a woman tells you that her ex was better, she's telling you more than just a casual comparison. She's telling you that she hasn't moved on. She's telling you that in her eyes, you'll never measure up. She's telling you that no matter what you do, she'll always be looking back instead of forward. And here's the harsh truth. No relationship can survive when one person is stuck in the past. Let's break this down. Relationships are supposed to be about the two of you and her, building something in the present and moving toward the future. The moment her ex's name comes up as a measuring stick, the relationship loses balance. Instead of being appreciated for who you are, you're constantly weighed against someone else. And even if she doesn't say it often, the damage is already done. Because once you hear those words, they replay in your mind. Every effort you make, every moment you spend, you'll be wondering if it's good enough compared to him. That's not love. That's a burden. Now, some men make the mistake of fighting for validation. When this happens, they think, "I'll prove to her that I'm better than her ex. I'll give more. I'll love harder. I'll do things he never did." But listen carefully. That's exactly the trap. Because the moment you start competing with her ex, you've already lost. You can't win against someone who isn't even there. You can't fight for her attention against the memory of someone she refuses to let go of. The deeper issue here is respect. A woman who respects you will never say those words, not even as a joke. Why? Because she knows how damaging they are. She knows how they undermine your confidence and your trust. And she understands that comparing you to her past is not only insulting, it's destructive to the relationship she claims to care about. Think about it this way. If she truly valued you, she wouldn't even bring her ex into the conversation. He'd be irrelevant. He'd be out of her mind because all her energy and focus would be on building with you. The fact that she brings him up and worse, claims he was better, shows you exactly where her loyalty stands. And that's not with you. Men, I'll be brutally honest. If a woman ever looks at you and says, "My ex was better," you don't need to argue. You don't need to get angry, and you don't need to prove anything. You just need to leave. Because what she's really saying is, "I haven't healed. I haven't moved on. I still compare every man to the one who left me." And you don't want to be caught in that cycle. Don't let your pride trick you into staying. Don't think you can erase his shadow by doing more. Because here's the reality. No matter how hard you try, if she's still hung up on him, you'll never be enough in her eyes. And the longer you stay, the more it eats away at your self-worth. You deserve better. You deserve a woman who sees you not through the lens of her past, but for who you are today. A woman who values what you bring without comparing it to what someone else gave. A woman who isn't still chained to old memories, but ready to build new ones with you. So remember this when she says, "My ex was better." Take it for what it is: a warning sign, a red flag, a door that tells you it's time to walk away because staying will only end in frustration, disappointment, and a broken heart. And you're worth more than that. 3, you're too good for me. Now, let's talk about another phrase that might not sound dangerous at first, but it carries more weight than most men realize. When a woman looks at you and says, "You're too good for me," a lot of guys take it as a compliment. They hear those words and think, "Wow, she really sees my value. She knows I'm a good man." But let me stop you right there. That statement isn't a compliment. It's a confession. And if you listen closely, it's also a warning. Here's what it really means. She knows deep down that she can't or won't match your effort. She knows she doesn't intend to give you the same level of love, loyalty, or consistency that you're giving her. So instead of stepping up, she lowers your expectations with this line: "You're too good for me." It sounds sweet. It sounds humble. But underneath, it's her way of telling you she doesn't plan to rise to your standard. Relationships require balance. They require both people giving and receiving. But when a woman says you're too good for her, what she's really doing is preparing the exit door in advance. It's like she's saying, "I already know I won't keep up with you. I already know I'll let you down. So let me soften the blow by pretending you're just out of my league." The truth is, no one who truly wants to love you will push you away under the disguise of "you deserve better." If she really believed you deserved better, she would step up and be better. This line also tells you something important about how she views herself. If she really believes you're too good, it means she already feels inferior, insecure, and incapable of being your equal. And let me tell you, no matter how patient you are, no matter how much reassurance you give, you can't build a healthy relationship on top of insecurity that deep. Because insecurity doesn't stay hidden. It comes out in jealousy, in self-sabotage, in arguments that don't make sense. And eventually, it will crush the connection between you. Many men make the mistake of hearing this line and then doubling down. You try to convince her otherwise. You tell her, "No, I love you just the way you are. You're perfect for me." Don't say that. You go out of your way to prove she's wrong, hoping to make her feel secure. But here's the harsh truth. You can't fix her. You can't convince someone to believe in their own worth if they don't want to. And in the meantime, while you're busy reassuring her, she's slowly pulling away. Think about it like this. If she truly believed in the relationship, if she truly valued you, her words wouldn't be, "You're too good for me." Her words would be, "I'll match your energy. I'll meet you at your level. I'll give you the same respect and loyalty that you're giving me." That's what partnership sounds like. Anything less is an imbalance, and imbalance always leads to collapse. So, when a woman tells you, "You're too good for me," take it for what it really is, a sign that she's either unwilling or unable to meet you where you stand. Don't let your pride convince you to prove her wrong. Don't waste your energy trying to rescue her from her own insecurities. Because here's the reality. You deserve someone who doesn't see your love as a burden. You deserve someone who doesn't feel less than in your presence. You deserve someone who wants to match your energy, not someone who warns you ahead of time that she can't. The bottom line is this. When she says, "You're too good for me," believe her. Because what she's really telling you is that she won't give you what you need. And instead of waiting around for her to disappoint you, walk away with your self-respect intact. A woman who sees your value and actually wants to keep you will never make you feel like being good is a problem. 4, I'm not ready for a relationship. Now here's one line that far too many men ignore. I'm not ready for a relationship. You'd be surprised how often guys hear this, brush it off, and keep pushing forward, thinking she just needs time. If I show her how serious I am, she'll change her mind. But let me be brutally honest with you. When a woman tells you she's not ready for a relationship, she means exactly that. She's not ready for you. It doesn't matter if she goes out with you, laughs at your jokes, and even shares some intimate moments. Those things don't cancel out her words. If she says she's not ready, it's because she doesn't see you as the man she wants to build with. It's not about timing. It's about interest. And the quicker you accept that, the quicker you save yourself from wasting months, even years, chasing a dead end. Think about it. When a woman meets a man who completely sweeps her off her feet, she doesn't stop and say, well, the timing isn't perfect. She takes the risk. She dives in, even if it doesn't make sense on paper. Why? Because attraction and desire override hesitation. When she tells you she's not ready, it's not that she doesn't know how relationships work. It's that she doesn't want one with you. And here's where most men mess up. Instead of respecting those words and walking away, they take it as a challenge. They say things like, I'll wait for you. I'll prove myself. I'll show you I'm the right guy. Let me tell you something. Waiting for a woman who says she's not ready is the fastest way to lose your dignity. You're putting yourself in the position of a placeholder, the guy she keeps around until she decides she is ready, usually for someone else. Now, let's get real for a moment. How many men do you know who wasted years with a woman who kept stringing them along with this same excuse? Maybe you've been in that position yourself. She tells you she's not ready, but still texts you when she's lonely. She's not ready, but still wants your attention, your comfort, your resources. And like a fool, you keep giving them, hoping that one day she'll magically wake up and decide you're the man of her dreams. But here's the truth. You're not in a relationship. You're in a waiting room. And the worst part, she's already made her decision. By telling you she's not ready, she's setting the terms. She gets your loyalty, your time, and your energy while keeping her options open. Meanwhile, you're stuck playing the role of maybe someday guy. A woman who wants you will never hesitate to claim you. She won't need months of convincing. She won't say she's not ready. She'll know, and even if she's scared, she'll move forward because the fear of losing you will be greater than the fear of commitment. So don't fool yourself into thinking her not ready is temporary. Don't fall into the trap of waiting, hoping, and investing in someone who already told you she's not on the same page. When she says those words, it's not an invitation to prove yourself. It's a red flag. Respect it. Walk away. Here's the bottom line. If she says she's not ready for a relationship, take her at face value. Don't negotiate. Don't wait. Don't try to convince her otherwise, because the longer you stick around, the more you teach her that your time and your love are cheap. And a man who respects himself never lets his time go to waste. Remember this. The right woman won't need convincing. The right woman won't hesitate. The right woman won't hide behind excuses. If she wants you, you'll know it. If she says she's not ready, then she's just not ready for you. And that's your cue to leave. 5. I still need to find myself. There's another phrase women use when they want to keep you around without giving you what you deserve. It sounds deep, even noble. But don't let it fool you. I still need to find myself. At first, it may sound like she's on a personal journey, maybe going through some self-discovery, maybe dealing with things in her life. But here's the reality. When a woman truly sees you as the man she wants, she won't put her journey of self-discovery above building a future with you. She will want you to be part of that process. She'll grow with you, not push you aside under the excuse of needing to figure herself out. Let me be brutally honest. This phrase is often code for, I don't see you as the man I want long-term, but I don't want to cut you off completely yet. It's a polite way of keeping you close while leaving the door wide open for other options. Men fall into this trap because they think it means they should wait. They think she just needs some time, and once she figures herself out, she'll be ready to love me fully. But the truth is, while you're waiting for her to find herself, she's out exploring other possibilities. She's keeping her options open. And if she finds a man who sparks that fire in her, suddenly she doesn't need to find herself anymore. Suddenly, she's ready. This is the harsh truth. When she says she needs to find herself, what she's really doing is placing you on standby. You're the emotional support, the backup plan, the guy she knows she can lean on until something better comes along. And if you accept this role, you've already lost. Think about it. Would a woman who truly values you, who truly sees you as the man she doesn't want to lose, risk pushing you away with vague excuses? Of course not. She'd hold on tighter. She'd be afraid that if she let you go, she'd never get another chance. That's what genuine attraction and respect look like. When it's real, she doesn't gamble with it. But when she says she needs to find herself, she's telling you without saying it directly that she's not willing to invest in you. And here's where a lot of men mess up. They take it personally. They think maybe I didn't do enough. Maybe I wasn't exciting enough, supportive enough, or strong enough. But that's not the point. The point is, if she wanted to be with you, she would. If she saw you as the man she didn't want to lose, there would be no excuse strong enough to hold her back. Here's something most men don't realize. Women know exactly what they're doing when they use this phrase. They know it buys them time. They know it keeps you hanging on while relieving them of the responsibility of being honest. It's easier to say, I need to find myself, than to say, I don't see a future with you. One sounds like personal growth. The other sounds like rejection. And guess which one they'll choose to avoid? Hurting your feelings while still keeping their options open. But let me make this clear. Your job is not to wait for someone to figure themselves out at your expense. Your job is not to play therapist, mentor, or motivational coach while she goes through her so-called journey. Your job as a man is to recognize when you're being sidelined and walk away before you waste more time and energy. Every day you spend waiting for her to find herself is a day you could be living fully, investing in your own growth, and meeting a woman who doesn't need to make excuses to keep you around. The more you wait, the more you signal that your time and love have no value. And once you give that impression, respect is gone. Here's the mindset you need. A woman who truly wants you will not risk losing you. Period. She won't hide behind vague phrases. She won't ask you to wait while she explores her options. She won't delay. She'll show you through her actions that she's ready to build with you right now. So the next time you hear, I still need to find myself, take it for what it is, a polite way of saying, not with you. Don't argue. Don't convince. Don't wait. Walk away with your dignity intact. Because the man who values himself doesn't sit on the bench waiting to be chosen. He chooses himself first. And when you live like that, you'll attract the kind of woman who knows your worth and doesn't need to find herself before deciding to be with you. That's the power of knowing when to walk away. It's not weakness, it's strength. And it's the kind of strength that makes you unforgettable. 6. You deserve better. There's one phrase that sounds sweet, even noble, but is actually one of the clearest red flags you'll ever hear, and it's this: you deserve better. Now, on the surface, it looks like she's being kind. It looks like she's showing humility, admitting her flaws, and even protecting you. But let's cut straight through the sugarcoating. When a woman says, you deserve better, what she's really telling you is, I don't want to be with you and I need to find a way to step out without looking like the bad guy. This phrase is not about you deserving better. It's about her avoiding accountability.